there, marketing students. Professor Wolters here, and lately I've had a lot of recruiters asking my students and other students for digital portfolios. So what I want to do today is give you an idea of some of the things you should include in your digital portfolio if you're a marketing student that wants to get a job in marketing or social media marketing, or just if someone asks you to see your digital portfolio, okay? And one thing I want to tell you is when you have a digital portfolio, what you want to do for it is to really display your work, really show off who you are. It is not just a list of your accomplishments. That's a resume. This is where you get a chance to really show off what you can do and show off your digital proficiency, right? So have that in mind. It's not just a list, it's you showing off. So you want to make sure you're going to showcase your skills, your creativity, your results, okay? So what I'm going to do is give you kind of the normal things they're going to see in there, and you should expand upon those. Because really, it's your personal brand in action when you're coming to a digital portfolio, okay? So what I want to start with is realize you need to have your own website. And if you want, go to Wix and get one there, or start your own with, if you're going to do a WordPress blog, whatever, but you want to have your own blog that you can manipulate, you can make, you can design, you can showcase your skills on, right? So on your blog or your website, the first thing I want you to focus on is really developing the About Me page, because people, when they're looking for jobs, they're looking for recruiting people, they want to know who are we going to be hiring, not just the skills they have, but the person they are. And your website and your blog is really a great way to show off who you are, and you want to do that. So you want to make sure you have a brief bio about yourself, not just Mark Wolters, professor. No, you want more. Explain who you are, what you're passionate about, what you really do, what you really mean, what these things are to you, so people can see, wow, okay, I get an idea who they are just by reading this little snippet about them, and I want to know more about them. And if you're looking for certain jobs, certain areas, it's good to put that in there. I would be talking about my interest in social media marketing, my interest in education of digital platforms. These kind of things would go into my bio to kind of show things. So what's important to you? Put that in there in the About Me section, okay? Now, obviously, if you're a student, you've probably already written your resume. Yes, you want to have your resume on there, and make sure when you have your resume, have it set up in a way that's really promoting the things that are going to be important to the recruiters you're looking for. So if it's a digital marketing job and they're looking for your digital portfolio, you want to put in those projects you did that dealt with social media, digital marketing. So you might say, oh, here's the classes I did, here's the coursework I've had, and in the coursework, here's the projects we've done and the things I focused on. And that's going to help them understand, because they might not know what you learn in your social media marketing and content creation class. They might want they're like, well, so you know how to make TikTok videos? No, we did more. We work with companies. We actually developed their social media program. Oh, okay, and you want to explain that in your resume, make it easier for them to understand, to highlight the courses you've taken, the internships you've had, the jobs you had, the education you have. That's going to be really helpful for them. Also, make it downloadable as well so they can have it too. Now, another thing I think is important to highlight in your digital portfolio is the work that you've done. Have you made social media content? Have you made blogs? Have you done things? You should highlight that in your digital marketing portfolio on your website. So if you did make those videos, put them up, have them up there, but don't just put the video, don't just post the link. What you want to do is explain it. Oh, this video we created for our social media marketing class with the target market of getting fellow students to know about this upcoming event. So then they understand, oh, this was what your job was for this post, and this is what you made. Okay, I can see, because you may put a video up there and they don't have any clue what it's for. You want to make sure you put those projects in, but you put it in context so they understand why you did it, how you did it, what your thought process was, and they get to learn more about you from that. That's why I tell my students, if you do a social media campaign for your local grocery store or ice cream shop, or you're working with projects for at school, or you have homework assignments that make you write papers. For example, I have my students write papers on digital privacy, also on how Gen Z shops. I'm like, take those things. After you've written it for class and you get the feedback from your professor, make the changes and then make a blog about it. Have that blog, make it be 2,000 words or more so Google finds it, right? Make some infographics to go in with it, and then it's showing that, look, I'm already talking about these topics as well, and it's showing off your creativity, but also how you know the industry, okay? And the thing is, sometimes you don't actually have samples from your classes. You're like, Mark, I'm a freshman. I haven't worked on any projects yet. I haven't done anything yet. Well, that's okay. You can create sample projects, create infographics. Go look up, if you're looking for a job in digital marketing, look up, hey, what are the 10 most important issues in digital marketing? Make 10 infographics about that and have those there. Make videos about those. So you have those things already created so you can show off your creativity and also that you know the issues in the industry. Now, another thing that's really important to show are real metrics, like show the analytics. If you work with a company, put in there that, oh, we helped grow the company by 300 followers. Well, that might not sound as good. Where if they went from 100 to 300, you could put in there, hey, we tripled the number of subscribers for our client, right? You put those things in there. I know for my students, we do a fundraiser every year, and the students make viral videos, and those viral videos help raise money for the emergency dean fund at our school. And so they can say, yes, this was part of our fundraiser that helped raise over $1,000 for the emergency dean fund. Here was a video that I contributed to. And that gives them a number. Oh wow, you raised over $1,000. That's really great. And so it helps them kind of put things in context, and you want to show that. And so if you work with that ice cream shop, show some of your work from there, but show how it's grown while you worked with them. And you might explain more in depth to the actual product. So you might have something like, oh, grew Instagram following by 40% in 3 months through a targeted social media campaign, right? Just have that there to kind of explain what you were doing. That could be helpful. Now, other things you want to put in there, if you have certifications, because look, you can get a degree. Yes, degrees, put your degrees if you're in there. But the thing is, sometimes people don't care that you have a degree, or sometimes you don't need a degree. What they need is they know that you have the certification to do something. So if you have that Google Analytics certificate, or you have that HubSpot certificate, or that Meta Blueprint, or the Hootsuite certificate, any of those training kind of things that you could get, American Marketing Association trainings, put those in there, because it shows, look, I've done these things. And I'm going to tell you, if you're looking at a German company, if you don't have a certificate saying you've learned something or you've done something, they don't think you know it. Okay, so if you have those certificates, put those in there, list those things there, right? And if you work for companies, maybe you want to put in their logos there, explain what you did there. I know for myself, I put in, hey look, I work with Ford, so there's a little Ford logo there. There's a little Rosetta Stone logo because we did stuff with them. There's also the Croissy Cruise Line and the French Cruise Line. We have that because these are all companies we work with to reinforce we know what we're doing, right? And you can show you know what you're doing because there's actual companies you work with. Also, here's a sometimes controversial one you can do. Put in your social media profiles. I will say this, put your social media profiles if you're cool with them seeing the content you make there. So maybe you just put your LinkedIn one. Or maybe, you know what, you have a great following on Instagram, put your Instagram there too. I know for me, I put all my stuff up there, my Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, all of them, LinkedIn, because you know what? I'm proud of my work, and wherever you see my work, I'm proud to see it, because you'll see us on YouTube, you'll see us on Facebook, you'll see us on MSN, you'll see us on Roku channels. That is just where we're all over. So give them the opportunity to find you in situ, in social media, and that can help like reinforce that you do know what you're doing in this digital space. And then obviously, I think one of the important things is to have a contact page. Have a way for them to get in contact with you. And no, do not use your email from 20 years ago when you were like, I'm a bad baby at yahoo.com. Look, badbaby@yahoo.com. I'm not trying to diss you in your email, but you want to have a professional email where they can contact you at, especially if you want to have your own kind of business. You want to have it so they can have you at your company kind of connection kind of thing to show off your work. Hey, you like what we do? You can come work with me. You can hire me. I do freelance work. These kind of things you can do, but you want to have a way that they can contact you as well, okay? And then if you look at kind of like overall tips, I want you to remember is one, you want to make it visually appealing. You also want to make it user-friendly. You don't want them to be like, oh, where do I go to find this? Where is that part? Why is it so confusing? What's with the Flash player? No, you want to make it so you can show them you know what it means to have a good user experience enjoying digital content, right? So put together your website that way. So use things like Canva, okay, to make nicer posts for yourself, templates for those infographics. Use CapCut to help you make better edited videos, or Adobe or whichever one you want to use. Like, use those things to help you make better videos, make better posts, to make it look more professional. That's going to help you out. And really, I just want you to focus on those results. If you've done stuff, show what you've done. Don't tell them what you'd like to do, show them what you've done and did. that's going to be much more impactful in that digital portfolio because they can see, oh, you actually do have things. Now I realize as a student, sometimes you work with companies and you have to sign NDAs. That's a little bit more tricky. You can't talk about the exact companies. However, you can refer to the kind of work you did when you're talking about your projects. You can talk about, we did a semester project with a Fortune 500 company focusing on growing their digital social media, which we helped grow by 15%. You can do things like that to focus on those results that you got for them, okay? Now, there's a lot more things that can actually go into a digital portfolio, but I wanna give you a nice starting point to grow yours so you can show off to recruiters and others the fantastic work that you do, all right? So, I wish you all the best. I would say good luck on your job search, and I'll see you later. Bye from here in Heidelberg, Germany.